And I'll move it up the queue for you. Thank you for that. All right, Mardu Control. So, Theater of Horrors is a card I've just been singing the praises of for the last 2 hours. It's been absurd, and this is a control deck that can maybe leverage it. I really like that this deck has Lightning Strike and Shock in it, because these are removal spells that Theater of Horror can just point towards the face. We've been looking for a good Kaya's Wrath deck in this format. Maybe this is it. This deck also gets to leverage a bunch of really powerful Planeswalkers. I don't think I've ever cast this card. What does this one do? Add 3 red mana, cast this only for instant sorcery spells, discard up to 3, draw that many cards. You may cast instant and sorcery cards from your graveyard. Okay. Neat. Okay, sure. I've been pretty happy with Angrath. I'm interested to see how Ballard feels. I mean, Angrath's really good, and I haven't played this card before. The Prime, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support there. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for sending that back my way again this month. Why no Rakdos? I really want to see that animation. I don't think Rakdos is very good, although I kind of also want to see his animation. K-Nub shipping the Twitch Prime this way for the first time. Thank you very much for the Bezo Bucks. I appreciate that. Welcome back.
I haven't seen that one either.
Yeah, we'll have to see how the mana goes. There's a good chance that the mana's a little ambitious. No, it's all 24 duels plus a swamp.
Oh, good, just in case.
Just in case. The triple red might be a little ambitious. This hand is great. Gets to play theater on 3.
This is your basics.
Hey, what's going on, Death? Thanks for the 7 months. Welcome back. The Rakdos Spear Badge. Do I put an untapped land in on turn 2 against Solid Fountain? I don't think so, right? I need to hold up Lightning Strike. We have a captive audience build around in the queue. I definitely don't think that card's going to be super competitive anytime soon, but... So, I'm sticking the theater here. We could get quenched and be incredibly sad, since I have no other spells in my hand. But, remember, once my opponent has 3 mana, they can't just have quenched, they also get absorbed. Once they have 4 mana, they have access to Frilled Mystic, so jamming that early, I think, is really important there. Also, jamming early opened up for Karn to stick through here. Mortifying Kaya's Wrath. Sign me up. Probably getting Kaya's Wrath, I'd imagine. Wonder if Quench is the Bant Flash deck. Yeah, I think there's a good chance we end up flipping the Planeswalker count. I really like Angrath, and there's probably a reason why I haven't played Jaya Ballard before. With the Lightning Strikes in my hand, I'm not in a hurry to get to Mortify. Cumulative probability will work in our favor. God bless. Yeah, the Kaya's Wraths are so bad in this matchup that they're giving us those instead of lands even. Oh man, you know what we could play? Like, this is a control deck. There's a black cantrip in this form. We could play Discovery in this deck.
Yeah.
That sounds absurd.
You may regret that choice.
Well, guess what? That was a quick one.
We figured that one out real fast.
A lot of cards. Too bad. Too bad. Karn doesn't do anything.
So I'm putting a stop on my end step here. So that way, after the Angel resolves, before my opponent untaps, I get to exile it with Vraska's Contempt. Because once they untap, they're going to have access to counter spells to be able to disrupt my Vraska's Contempt. I'd prefer that didn't happen.
We do have Kaya's Wrath and Jaya.
Yeah, the Electrodominance is probably a little bit too cute. Although, Electrodominance does let you do sweet things like instant speed Kaya's Wrath. And Dominance is just a fireball in the late game. It hits players, right?
Are you certain of your decision?
Alright, so Karn's probably going to down tick and get a backup card next turn.
Really, everything's on the table. Just attacking.
Yep. So do I get backup card or do I try and stick theater here?
Oh, I tried Jam a Theater. Like, if they're absorbing, they're not jamming an Angel. Like, they quenches off the table. If they Frilled Mystic, you have...
Lightning Strike? Yeah. Actually, they Frilled Mystic, I just Kaya's Wrath it, right?
Oh, right, because you want to get something.
Just like, yeah, want to do something with it. Like to bump Jun Judith with my tier 2 deck seems sweet. And having a lot of fun playing Angels in my opponent's turns. Thanks for the list. Awesome, Quizzle. I appreciate the support.
With the risk. What else is in exile? Anything good? Or just all garbage? Second Karn, right?
Yeah, I want to grab the second Karn, I think, too, just in case they pressure this. I could have gotten quenched on the Kaya's Wrath there, but at that point, I really don't care if they quench that card.
Yeah, I think the risk is what who cares about the
like if they quench it, they've quenched a Kaya's Wrath that's otherwise useless. So I took the white weenie deck and used duels to make Jeskai for Dovin. Yeah, I think that could be sweet, Banza.
Double strike this thing.
Am I gonna double strike it?
All they have going on. I don't know if it's going
Probably. Yeah, like the card. Bye, Felicia. You know what does worry me about this? Oh, there's 4 Banefire in the sideboard. I'm not sure that this deck has enough actual win conditions to like win this game.
Can you win the game from here?
Alright, I'm gonna go grab the Mortify from exile here. In case they have another Angel.
What was lost is now returned.
Now returned. Angrath is kind of a win con. I guess, what's her name is kind of a win con too, Jaya Ballard. Hey, Brad, thanks for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. How do you folks come over from there? We're just, we're gonna be over for another couple hours here. Playing some Mardu Control.
It's gonna be quite the grind.
You're currently playing against Bant Flash here. We were just wondering aloud, are there enough win cons in my deck to play through all their counter spells? Yeah, we have few win cons, and I don't have any discard spells in my main deck. So, like, there's a very real possibility, depending on, like, what my opponent draws out of their deck, that, like, we just run out of ways to win the game.
I guess you got a Karn taken.
I guess I could start down-ticking this Karn aggressively.
It is all your cards.
Yeah, it might be
All
better
your
just make a
cards
bunch of
suck.
3/3s, just because, like, we're not drawing cards that are good. Yeah, maybe that's the solution here. I'm gonna grab the Contempt out of exile. Yeah, I'll just make things. If I draw a card with Karn, I'll have to discard to hand size. Would this be a deck that prefers Drill Bit over Duress? No, I don't think so. So this deck doesn't have a good way to enable Spectacle easy and early, so we can wrath the tokens to gain life. That's technically correct.
Now we're getting.
Alright, so I'm going to Mortify this. Then they're going to Frilled Mystic me. And then I'm going to Vraska's Contempt this. So I'm leading on the Mortify here because I would rather the Mortify get countered than the Vraska's Contempt get countered. And I think there's a very good chance that they have a counterspell here. There's also the very real possibility that, like, the opponent also doesn't have enough threats to play through all of our answers. But at the same time, wow, that just worked. Okay, I wasn't prepared for that to work. Well, their hand might be real bad. Their hand is probably a bunch of removal spells, right?
Yeah, like, probably a bunch of, like, seal aways and stuff. Settle the Wreckage.
Yep, yeah, the overlay defaults to whatever your Twitch language is. Junkie Buddha, 13 months, sir. Love the new set. Hi, Matt. Thanks for the 13 months. Welcome back.
What's going on?
All right.
Yeah. Prepare to get settled.
Karn, Scion of Grizzly Bears. Let's go.
This is like the world's most pathetic game. First Blood.
Oh, that really was, wasn't
literally.
it? Where's the turn counter? On Magic Online, we have a turn counter, so I know how long it's been.
Oh my my, oh my.
Evil cannot withstand a righteous heart.
Going back to Moto is definitely tough after playing a bunch of Arena Sassy Dog.
You didn't want the free shuffle?
So no, I did not. The problem is Karn takes 4 cards off my deck to make 2 tokens.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So like, I actually can't make that many cards. How do I feel about this deck so far? Well, against another control deck, I don't think we have enough ways to win the game.
Oh, you're crushing right now. Are you kidding me? Oh, yes.
Oh, I forgot we can burn them out. Oh god, that breeding pool noise is so...
You have 9 million. You might also have all your land.
This is game 1. I think Prime Speaker Banefire is probably too slow and clunky for Modern. I don't have any Banefire in my main, and like, even if I did have Banefire in my main, Angel of Grace can save them from it. Where's the term bear come from?
Shocker.
So, Magic the Gathering, the original 2/2 in Magic the Gathering is a grizzly bear. So we refer to 2/2 creatures as bears generally. There's a 1/2 creature that's a squire that we refer to them as squires. So 2/2s are bears, 1/1s are squires.
Play the treasure map. Oh, you rookie.
Oh, I could have gotten extra damage.
Doesn't
That's
matter.
fine. This is
They're
going to
at a million.
resolve.
They're at a million. Because of-
Come sail away. Come sail away. Come sail away with me.
I was very.
Yeah, 2/2s for 3 are gray ogres. Basically, Magic players have been playing a long time refer to generic creatures with no other text as the original time that card was printed, which could definitely be confusing if you're not too familiar with it.
I was really surprised Karn resolved.
I think they just correctly identified that they're going to be able to kill all the constructs.
That's so nuts. How many cards do you have left in your deck? Like 30? Gotta be less than that.
26.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Start shocking them, man. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
There is great power in the things we make.
Alright, settle me, baby. Oh, yeah, we connected. Did I play Angrath?
I don't think
I don't think so.
I don't know what we're waiting for, but
I don't either.
sweet.
Alright, well, that's their last Angel of Grace.
A frilled mystic. Yeah, another one in there. Sure. Yeah, shock for everything.
I'm just gonna Kaya's Wrath.
They only have 2 cards left.
Yeah, I know.
Infinite.
I know. We're ahead at the moment. So they burned 2 counter spells there. This was why we waited on Angrath, because we could potentially force that through.
Yep.
Good evening, wife. Yeah, if we had the Electrodominance, we could flash it Angrath.
Oh god.
That would have been funny.
Yeah, Angrath resolves. It's like shocking stuff.
I think they know about one of these Kaya's Wraths. I'm not sure, though.
I think you're right. I think they might even know both at this point, to be honest with you.
I prefer to stand up when I play. I do a little bit of mix. My desk goes up and down, so I think I'm going to try Karn first here.
Can you Karn Wrath?
There's a
I have faced worse.
Contempt in my exile.
Action is needed.
That's pretty good.
So if they have a counter, I assume this is getting used on it. And then like, I actually can't. Oh, I can double Kaya's Wrath. They need all 3 of their cards in hand to be counter spells right now. Wow! Wow! Holy crap! I feel wronged.
That's next level.
That's
shit.
good lord.
That is.
Oh man, that's.
Sheesh.
That is the technology right there. Okay, well now Angrath, it ain't safe for Angrath, chat. This is why we hold the mentor.
You just got
It was we just got cryptic commanded is what happened. That's as a succinct description of what just happened.
Wow.
Watch them blink again. Whew. All right, I'm reading that as no counterspell. Nobody breathe.
Hold.
Hold. Hold.
This does not resolve. You're busted.
Sir, there are still 2 copies of Electrodominance I can draw to burn them out.
Yeah, okay. You have like 2 theaters left too, right?
I do have theaters as well, yep. Oh yeah, theater just like straight burns them out too.
Never
Thunk.
seen water burn no fire.
This has been a wild game.
This has been something else.
Will there really be a game 2 and 3? There will be, in fact. And so one of the things that's interesting about like control mirrors like this is while game 1 for control mirrors tend to go long, post board control decks all board out most of their bad cards. Like we're not going to have Kaya's Wrath, they're not going to have Settle the Wreckages. So like the games get very different post board because both decks have more live cards.
No fire, no steel.
Nice quench. Quench, you say. Quench, says you. Dink.
Not the point where I have to exile one of these angels, right?
Yeah, they're getting there. Yeah, I think so. Yep. All right. Well, I mean, like, the Angel Exile's not protected from Angrath Ultimate, right? There's 14 cards in there.
That's not good.
Stop taking my stop. You think it's funny that it's taking my stop, child? Yeah.
What is that?
All right.
Nice.
We found a fireball.
Here comes the dominance. Well, they're at 10, right? They're basically at 30.
All right, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this during their upkeep. You want to come say hi, Declan? Yeah. So I'm doing this during their upkeep.
Let go. Let go of the door. Come on in. Here, you want to come up here? You got it. What? Can you see up there?
Woohoo! Got him. He said, "Got him."
Got him.
Got him.
I got that. Uncle Matt. I got Uncle Matt.
You got Uncle Matt?
Yeah.
You better not.
All right, so we get to bring in 4 Banefires and 4 Duresses.
No.
Like, do you like Angrath?
Yeah, Angrath's great.
No, do you? This child.
So do you like Angrath? Who do you think? You like the
You like
mentor guy?
that
Is he
Yeah.
sweet? He's got a hammer and chains.
Yeah.
He's sweet.
I like that guy. I'm Daddy Crazy.
You want Daddy?
All right,
to hold
Trigger.
you? All right, your turn.
Oh, you want to be on my front?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think? Do we cut? Well, they don't really have planeswalkers, right?
Yeah.
They don't have artifacts, so Bedevil's just worse than this.
No, Daddy. It doesn't have artifacts, right?
Oh, no
No,
artifacts.
no artifacts. See, you know. You're an expert, right? You know how this works?
Actually,
Is Jaya good here?
Actually, let's do that card too. Let's do that card.
Do that card too?
Yeah. Okay.
Is it better
Okay.
than Jaya, you think? Yeah?
Jaya's like eventually a win condition,
Daddy,
right?
you should do the dinosaur cards.
Do the dinosaur cards? I agree. Dinosaur cards would be great here. Aren't the dinosaur cards always great?
Let's try the dinosaur cards.
We gotta finish this game without the dinosaur cards, unfortunately.
I only wish this one, but then I picked the dinosaur card.
Later tonight, you and I can play dinosaur cards together, okay?
Yes.
At this one, but I was playing dinosaur cards, okay?
The Elk, thank you for the 6-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hey, it stands super reasonable. We're on the draw, but likely stick theater on 3. I love it, man.
Uncle Matt.
What? You see Uncle Matt? This is Declan, my oldest. For those of you that aren't familiar with me, I'm a father of 2. Declan is. How old are you, Declan? You're 3. Look at that. Look at that. That is in fact 3.
One of those traits you see on
The camera's watching me.
the cameras?
It's so cute. Go buy him a toy. You're on the internet.
That's can't go right there, right?
Yep, the camera goes out to all the other people's computers.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think it's cool too. You think we're gonna get quenched, Declan? Do we get quenched?
Quench.
No, don't say no. No quench. No quench. They didn't quench the map.
No, they quench the map. No,
He's getting negated.
Alright.
Crazy.
Matt's gonna take you up to mom,
Ready?
okay? So I'm electing to jam Karn here because if we note my opponent's mana, we'll note they don't have double blue up, which is pretty valuable. By playing the theater and the Karn here, I've elected to not use my treasure map, which puts that kind of behind. But because this is basically a control mirror, I'm not under pressure to flip the map right away, which is nice. I think we're just in for hitting every land drop at this point, right? Just exile the shock that we don't really care about. Although maybe you could argue that because I have Karn going, I could afford to bottom that land, because Karn's pretty likely to help me hit land drops. He says as he hits more land drops. They have been missing land drops. What's the front runner for the Hoogle pick? I think it's Black White Angels. Rakdos Aggro is a close second. It's so tough to pick just one in these days where we play so many decks. There's been a lot of sweet things so far. I think Black White Angels is my pick if I have to pick just one. I'm gonna mention Red Black in my tweet though. My stop is going again, isn't it always? Pick 2 is Rakdos Aggro. I might tag both. If I do an all-day stream and I do like 7 decks, I think I'm gonna pick 2. I need to pick 2. The 21 land Banefire game. We are definitely headed in that direction, aren't we? AM and PM picks, exactly. God bless. We're gonna find the deck list for Black White Angels. You can find all of the decks we played today in my Stream Decker page here. And later you'll be able to find the video for it if you didn't catch it live on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/JeffHoagland. Yeah, they're sitting here fumbling and we have Karn going, so honestly I might start making golems.
Lightning strike.
Wow, rude.
Get wrecked, idiot.
This is a bug. This is happening because the application is bugged. Hey, and a tear. Thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine. Can they absorb on a Banefire and gain life? They can. So Banefire can't be countered, but the rest of the counter spell can still go off, including gaining life. I chose not to replay the Karn here because I've got plenty going on, still making my land drops. And like, while my opponent's missing their own land drops, eventually I'll just like generate a double spell turn or just cast a giant Banefire, one of the two. That's true. If you are a sub, you can go back and watch the broadcast from this morning right now on Twitch. That's good, man. I got 4 Banefires. It's gonna be wonderful. It's gonna be wonderful. Again, putting a stop on my end steps, that way before they untap here, Vraska can express her contempt. And it wants to tap my treasure map here. If you notice, when I hover like this, it highlights my treasure cove. I don't want it to highlight my treasure cove. So the auto tapper is great and it always lets you know what lands it plans to use before you use them. So if you pay attention and it's going to use a land that you don't want it to, you can fix it before it actually taps the land. Angel does stop Banefire, so I'm gonna hold at least one of these lightning strikes, so if they Angel stop the Banefire, I can untap and strike them again. Okay. I don't want to pay attention. Oh, geez, I cut my Kaya's Wraths. Do I have any way to kill this card?
Lightning strike them twice here.
Oh, and then untap my Banefire?
And kill them.
Why are you so smart, Matthew?
I'm not smart.
I'm just the average bear. Do I? I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll have a treasure left over. Exactly enough for strike, Banefire. How do we do it? Just a little bit, just a little bit. How are we doing, folks? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for hanging out here today. My name is Jeff Logan. This is my buddy Matt Bamonte. I stream full-time here on Twitch. I'm here doing Magic 30, 40, 50 hours a week. If you enjoy standard best of 3 constructed, this is definitely the channel for you. I'm here doing a ton of this on Magic Arena. This deck, like many of the decks that I stream on this channel, is a viewer-submitted deck list. As always, shout out to all of my wonderful subs. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their support. By subscribing, you can also support my stuff by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. Harry's Razors would love to help you get that close, clean shave using code Jeff Hoagland at bit.ly/HoagleShave. You can
get rid of your neck beard.
$5 on your brand new starter kit with them. Remember, just because you have a nice beard doesn't mean you need to have a neck beard. I need to use my Harry's Razor myself. She's so mean to me.
Why'd you lock me out?
Hurley Burley Studios does professional Magic the Gathering altars using code Jeff at Jeff10 at hurleyburleystudio.com. You can save 10% on your orders of border extensions and full art replacements. You can find a great portfolio of her stuff there.
These promo codes don't help your ego, do they?
Cardsphere.com.
Jeff Hoagland, Jeff10, Jeff12.
Cardsphere.com. You're lucky you could fit in the room with my ego, honestly. Cardsphere.com would love to help you turn your cards into other cards direct with other players. There's no haggling, and they just take 1% fee off the top. And of course, Inked Gaming would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags with them.
Face on
you can. We have my ugly face on merchandise that you can find at inkedgaming.com. All right. After a bit of a slog,
stickers for your laptop.
I mean a long slog. We won the first match with Mardu.
Did you tell them that we have really cool stickers?
We do have stickers. I linked the merch page. It's got stickers and T-shirts.
The stickers are awesome. And I put one on my laptop, and it's awesome. Because they're perfect laptop stickers.
They are good laptop stickers.
They're very good quality.
How long till Jeff? There is a Jeff pillowcase available on the merch page.
I didn't ruin the shill. I made it better.
All right. Well, my opponent has played a 1-drop creature, and I have Wrath of God in my hand, so I'm assuming this game's about to be a slam dunk. I love you. How are the monsters?
Well, you just described those.
Yeah.
Alright, so I think I'm just scrying again next turn, so we really want to try and hit the 4th land drop. I don't really want to Kaya's Wrath, just 2 creatures anyways. So let's do this to try and hit the 4th land and stick the theater. Perfect.
Do you ever feel like he's screaming in your ear when you're sitting next to him?
Every single day. I am projecting. This is my stage. I am a performer. We are in the theater of horrors. I must perform in the theater. Speaking of, do you remember where my shuffling deck and the altars ended up at? Are they still at the other house?
Yeah, I think so.
I need to get those. I need them. I need them. My shills are not full power without all my props. Propless shills are boring shills. All right, what are we doing here? So, we do like props. I am props. I do like props. I think I'm supposed to just Wrath here. Well, like, the greed in me wants to get more value than this. I think I don't want to take 8 next turn. And, like, the Snubhorn's probably going to fire back up into the City's Blessing and deal another 3. I think I'm going to shock this in and get this flipped over. Yeah, Absorb, like, any of the aggressive matchups, Absorb is very, very good. Marshall. Looking for some more removal spells here. I guess Jaya Ballard's going to provide a incredible amount of selection.
Bedevil hits that thing, doesn't it?
It does. Can we just Ballard? Do I want to play the land? I guess she like triple loot. I think I'm just gonna plus her and lightning strike this.
Want to see what a master is capable of?
And then I can
Bedevil too, right?
well, Bedevil only hits artifacts, not enchantments.
Oh, that's an enchantment.
Yeah, red cards don't kill enchantments, sir.
Well,
red cards. Don't talk about Chaos Warp, but red cards don't kill enchantments.
Just smack you the tongue. Oh wow, get
Rude.
rocked.
Rude.
This Jaya idiot. It's the other one then. Oh.
That fireball's gonna win the game, don't you laugh at me? Alrighty, let's
That's
do it.
good too.
That is a fantastic one. Now that we have fireball in our hand, we'll keep playing our lands out. Fire, no steel. Jeez, I'm giving up hearing Angrath's voice lines to stand here so I can hear you talk.
Wow.
I hope you appreciate me.
I do.
Because there's a good chance I like Angrath a lot more than I like you.
Oh, that's not even close.
He's a good dude. They discarded heroic reinforcements.
Mortify, that's the one, sorry.
Alright. Cry. Sounds great.
Why?
Probably trim at least one Theater of Horrors and the Electrodominances, or Vraska's step. Probably Dominance, right?
Yeah, Contempt's good against the 3-1.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have a lot of ways to take out.
Well, now you have Cry, so like the 7 card, but I mean.
Yeah, 7 ways. Adanto Vanguard's very annoying. We did not do a Gates deck today. We have an iteration of Aliandrazi's Gates Lich deck in the queue at some point that we'll get to, but that one's not happening today. How do you kill them without Dominance? Well, Karn tokens can kill them, and Theater of Horrors can kill them, and Jaya Ballard Flashing Back Spells can kill them, Angrath can kill them. Yeah, honestly, I could see, because we have 4 Vraska's Contempts, I think splitting the Bedevil Mortify in the other direction doesn't seem unreasonable. So, like, we have 8 ways to kill Planeswalkers right now, and having 4 ways to kill enchantments, only 6 ways to kill Planeswalkers is probably a reasonable split. There's that dork. I think I'm just gonna map. I could strike here and preserve my health total, but I think mapping to try and find Cry is important. I guess you could argue I could just not map because I could draw Cry naturally. That's a beating. I think I'm just going to try and hit Cry naturally here. Alright, so we'll do this. I'm going to lightning strike this so I don't take damage this turn. Maybe it's better to just strike this last turn, honestly, if I wasn't going to scry. I'm going to take... Yeah, Heroic Reinforcements would have dumpstered us. So we're taking 5 down to 8. And then actually, we're dead if we don't draw a Sweeper here. Because I have to shock down to 6 and then go back up to 8, and then this kills us. So, now we need Kaya's Wrath.
Yeah.
Dead. Real decks have curves, chat. Real decks have curves.
That was impressive.
Are there more artifacts or enchantments that you want to answer in the main? I think enchantments. There aren't. People don't play a lot of artifacts in this format right now. Like treasure maps, like one of the few. There's definitely a matchup that's going to be easier for us on the play than the draw. A lot of our removal spells a little bit slow. It's also possible I should have mulliganed that opening hand. It was a little bit clunky. Like, look for one that can match up the curve a little bit better. This hand's great. I get to curve, shock in the Theater into Kaya's Wrath.
Oh, yeah, that's
Sure. This is the matchup where you would your shocks for fungal infections. Yeah, definitely. But, like, shock is much better because it enables Theater of Horror in this deck. So, like I agree with you that fungal infection tends to be better against the deck our current opponent is playing. In general, I definitely prefer shock in this archetype, the way it's constructed. Well, I mean,
for you.
Means I'm not getting attacked this turn, right?
What's up?
Well, we're not Kaya's Wrathing a 1/1. She takes up to 6. I guess she does have a high loyalty right away. Is Theater good versus aggro? I mean, Theater isn't amazing versus aggro, but we need a way to generate card advantage in our control deck, and Theater's a way that enables us to do that. So, I mean, she goes up to... Do I just ditch my entire hand digging for...
Discard all 3?
Up to 3. But I mean, like, do I want any of these?
The Kaya's Wrath, okay.
I mean, like, there's 3 more Kaya's Wrath, and I have 3 of the Cryas in my deck. If I hit Cry, I just win the game, right? I get to look at 7 cards to find it. So I get to look at 3 plus a draw plus 3 next turn if I want. Yeah. Like, if they have land heroic reinforcements, I'm, like, deader than a doornail regardless. I guess with this draw, I could even plus Jaya Ballard next turn and, like, double Contempt.
If they commit more, you're definitely like,
Digging for Sweeper, yep.
At least 2 cards.
I've got... Oh, that's a big punish. So I'm taking 10 next turn. I can gain 2. Yeah, we're not dead yet. Oh, there's no reinforcements out going around.
Oh wow, they're playing around settle.
That's great. Yep. Playing around settle wreckage. God bless. You will likely lose far more games playing around Settle the Wreckage than you will playing into it. This is really good because it gets the knight out of range.
Look how far you.
Yeah, we're dead. So, I talked about why I was bidding the Wrath at the time, but we can talk about it again. My opponent had already played 1 Conclave Tribunal, which meant that it was pretty unlikely that they were going to be able to take my Jaya Ballard off the table. And Kaya's Wrath explicitly does not kill my opponent's Adanto Vanguard, and I had 3 copies of Cry Gwain in my deck. And by discarding all 3 of my cards that turn and discarding all 3 of my cards the following turn, I gave myself 7 looks to find my 3 of that would basically lock the game up. So I decided to take a calculated risk to try and find my higher payoff card rather than being conservative and getting 1 fewer look at my higher payoff card. The fact that they had the second Conclave Tribunal denied me my second 3 looks, which made it look a little bit worse.
That was a tough turn.
Oh, it's not good enough. This hand's fine. Not super exciting, but fine. Definitely want a 3rd land. Yeah, and like, if I knew I was hitting the Vraska's Contempt, like, maybe I, like, keep the Wrath, so I can, like, Wrath and then Contempt the Adanto Vanguard, but, like, I have no idea that, like, I'm gonna find Contempt instead of Cry. That's actually true, too. There's potential that the fact that I ditched the Kaya's Wrath encouraged them to play around to Settle the Wreckage. So what's the hype in this new standard? There's a lot of things that seem sweet in the standard format. Thanks for the 8 months there, Artilicon. Stomping Ground's the biggest hype. Rhythm is also excellent. Well, by utilizing those powerful card in Magic, your credit card, you could unlock the rest of those rare wild cards. Much like Hearthstone and basically every other free-to-play card game, Arena's a real slog if you're not putting any money in. Generally speaking, if you put in somewhere between, let's say, $20 to $50 and get your initial deck started, having one real deck to start will make grinding for the rest of your stuff a lot more enjoyable and easy. So I killed the Midnight Reaper there because this card lets all of their other creatures draw a card when they die. So when I eventually cast Kaya's Wrath, I don't want them to draw a card for every creature they have in play. Sure. You have a multicolor card here as well. They could play the black-red split 1-drop, technically. Sure. That doesn't seem like a good card. Oh, they are Mardu. Okay. Not that expensive build. Yep. Yeah, Footlight Fiend. Alright, so... I think I'm going to strike the Forgotten God in response here to deny them drawing a card. And then next turn, especially if they play another creature, I can untap Kaya's Wrath. And they even instant speed multicolor cards. Wow. Okay. Wow, this is really good. So they can... Wait, are they sacrificing both of these?
Yeah, looks like
So like they're killing their hero? That seems like a win for me.
it's very good. Everything's dying.
Sacrifice 2 other creatures. So they can't sacrifice this and this. So if they kill this, that's fine. Alright, they're just being cute. Priest is sweet, but it's a lot of work for kind of a low payoff in my experience. I take a point here. We're kind of at parity, although the fact that the board's clear here generally favors our deck, I would think, because our deck is a control deck that tends to be a little bit bigger. Although a card like Midnight Reaper is very, very good. This card's incredibly annoying if they can keep having it come back. Well, I can actually kill both their things here, right? Because I Electrodominance for X, shoot this, and then Lightning Strike this.
Yeah.
That seems fine.
Okay. Gas them back up.
Yeah, Kaya's Wrath is basically just a 4-mana sweeper. There might be some kind of Urza midrange style deck that can leverage it, but in general, it's basically just Wrath of God. Yeah, because it actually casts it, so like this goes on the stack and they can counterspell it. So this only activates on their turn, right?
Yes, it's a sorcery.
So if I Bedevil this now, we'll take 1 from Judith, but they won't be able to bring the Gutter Bones back. So the sequencing on this spell is important because of their Gutter Bones and because of their other Spectacle cards. Remember, just because the card's an instant doesn't mean we have to play it on their turn. And yet, neither of us have a lot going on. We're like, this is the type of situation where like we're looking for a Karn, or we're looking for a Theater of Horrors or something along those lines. I think I'm gonna go ahead and mortify this.
Yeah,
like, I think there's a good chance they don't have many enchantments, and the shock is not only mana efficient, but it could enable a Theater of Horrors later if we draw one. Perfect. So this card slowly grinds them out by dealing 1 to them, but more importantly, this basically lets us start drawing 2 cards per turn, which is exactly what we want to be doing when we're in a tough spot like this.
You're juicing up.
I'm gonna go ahead and poke them with this so I can play the Blood Crypt that's under here. Might as well. Don't have anything else to do.
You're in pretty good shape.
I think we were ahead when the board was clear after we cast Kaya's Wrath, and now this puts us solidly in the driver's seat.
I let you do it.
Yep. So this lets us shoot upstairs, and then we can play this land, and then play the second Theater of Horrors. Using this deck as weak to goes. We actually beat Bant Flash, which is a counterspell-based deck in the first match. Game 1, we're definitely pretty weak to counterspells, but post-board we get Duress and Banefires, which is meaningful. I agree. How the UI handles Theater is A+. It's very well done. Like much of Arena, it's very well done. Cry is absurd here. I don't want Duress. I don't know why I clicked on that. I think I want Fountain. I think I want the Fountains, right? Yeah. Like this is just like
those Jaya's gotta be bad here. I don't know. It's a win.
They like go up to so much loyalty, right?
It's fair, but like you just have all this removal. I don't know how you're gonna win the game. Is the question. Maybe Electrodominance is.
I think that's too cute, and I think the 3-mana card's probably bad.
Yeah, you're trading it for Carnarium.
I want the exile effect on their stupid Gutter Bones and their Knights.
Do you think the maps are good? I mean, they're early plays, I guess.
I'm just not gonna bring in all 4 of these.
That's fine.
67 out of 60. So in best of 3 Magic the Gathering, in between games, you have a 15-card sideboard from which you get to swap equal numbers. Well, technically you can bring in extras, but usually you swap 1 for 1. So you basically rebuild your deck in between games of Magic. And this gives you a lot of play in matchups that would otherwise be hard. So like a lot of the times you'll have your deck constructed in a way where it has like good matchups against aggro or control game 1, and then post board it flips so it can have a chance.
Godless Shrine's a most important thing right now.
We played an Esper control list on stream yesterday, and it did not feel great. We played a bunch of Bant Flash that you can find like probably like 4 hours of Bant Flash videos on my YouTube channel. I really like that deck.
Looking to buy Crackling Dip.
Crackling Dip would be great.
Could you imagine that with Theater of Horrors?
Oh god. kill your thing, activate theater, God bless. After switching to best of 3 in Arena, the game quality has increased so much I'm ready for ranked. Me too. Super excited for ranked best of 3 at the end of the month. Pretty much only play best of 3 on the stream, so are we ready to jump in?
Doink. Do you think, okay, I was gonna say, do you think it's worth it to kill the priest? Because they might have the call cards.
Oh, the spectacle? Yeah, I'm just sitting on 2 Kaya's Wraths. You want to see how your main deck does against mono run, best of 1 has you? Yeah, them having a theater and us not's probably going to be the difference between, like, night and day here. Yeah, they're going to eventually have it anyways, so. I wonder how much Arena success will impact paper tournaments as a whole. I don't think Arena is going to negatively Holy crap. I don't think Arena is going to negatively impact Paper's numbers so much as the ceiling on Arena is much, much higher than the ceiling on Paper is. So, like, Arena tournaments are going to be more popular than Paper tournaments. Like, I don't think it's possible for Paper tournaments to get that much more viewers than they have currently. Like the, you know, like the 10K that Grand Prix get up to, that's probably about the ceiling. Like, PTs occasionally peak more than that, but I'm excited to see. It's going to be interesting to see how PT numbers vary versus, like, the first major Arena tournaments.
Oh, my lord. That is.
Are we dead or are we deader than dead?
Boy, that's a good one.
Our opponent has boarded in bigger. It looks very good on them.
You should have shocked.
No fire.
Ditched Kaya's Wrath, shocked, and activated and killed Angrath. You should have killed Angrath. If you would have shocked it, and then shocked it again, and then theatered. Hold on. Are we doing different things? You want to do this instead?
So I knew there was Vraska system. That's fine. I knew the Vraska system was coming, sir. Sir, Magic is a skilled game, and the better player always wins. Love, God bless America, my country. 'Tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of the I sing. Boom, 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 boom. Do 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 do.
This is where I would take my deck and throw it across the room. We would be. God, I feel so much better that your opponent's in this game.
I feel you're so rude.
Yeah, beat that. And that one too. Idiot. Nice Vraska's attempts, moron.
I have Cry of Gwaine.
Cry of Carnarium. It's not even close.
Gwain's a great quote. Cry of Gwaine's the other one, right?
Yeah.
It's like not even completely unrelated.
Good night.
All right, let's reassess. This definitely makes me feel like I want more.
You need Duress here.
Well, I need Bedevils for their stupid planeswalkers. I don't think I need Duress. I wish I had more Mortifys in my 75.
Cut the maps.
You think so?
It's not doing anything.
Extra fountain seems like. How about Krimming Kaya's Wrath?
Maybe the fountain sucks. I don't know. Like,
I think I'd rather have Cry as my sweeper, and I don't think I want 7 sweepers in this matchup.
that's fair.
I think I'd rather have more spot removal because I want to like take their smaller things off the table. You're so mean.
I'm so good. I can't explain to you how good it was.
Yeah, I agree. I think because we already have a bunch of Contempts, we should probably go heavier on Mortify. Mortify is also theoretically easier to cast because it doesn't have a double symbol in its cost. We're on the play. Like, their deck's not super aggressive. Thanks for the great content. In the Re We Trust. Thank you for the 8-month resub. Welcome back. Why can't Mortify be Vindicate? Get out of here. Alright, well, we're gonna go ahead and just do this because they can't activate this because it costs mana, so let's just get that out now. They missed a land drop, which means Jaya Ballard or Karn gets to come down next turn and just start snowballing card advantage. Are we gonna play Ballard? I think I want to play Ballard. Do I want to check Karn?
Yeah, I probably get
Time to settle what I know that I do.
Oh, baby, that was upgrades. Upgrades.
She makes 3 mana for instants and sorceries, so can cast these next turn.
Is it red, red, red she makes that?
Yeah, triple red. So there's 3 colorless between these.
Yeah, that's still
Oh no, not Judge Judy.
Come on, then.
okay, now we're cooking. Because we should use it on that. So you have to...
I think Jaya's dead regardless of how I slice this.
Is she...
So I can like Contempt Gutter Bones and Jaya goes to I like plus Jaya she goes to 2. I can Contempt Judith, Mortify. I guess like if I want to exile the Gutter Bones, Jaya Ballard has to die. So maybe I just exile this and then Mortify this.
Yeah, I don't think Gutter Bones is really a problem. That's a lot of mana to sink in.
Hey, Mr. Missouri, thanks for the 10-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back.
So like, I think this is good. Oh, let me play this fountain.
Yes, I do.
I think this is fine. Like, Gutter Bones is hard to active. Like,
It's a mana intensive, right? Yeah, like they're choked on mana. My favorite aggressive deck so far in Allegiance. We played red-black aggro today that was really sweet, but the Grawl monsters decks have been really good and aggressive too as well. Would Anguish making me a 4 stapling deck? Probably not. I don't think you quite have the health total to leverage that.
that's a lot. Anguish making is tough.
Wow, are they just like getting Gutter Bones here? They have something with Spectacle. Why did they hit me and not Jaya? That's such a weird pivot. Oh, okay. That's fine. That makes sense. So I assume I'm losing Theater here unless they have a Mortify in hand.
Yeah, you're in good shape, though.
Am I?
Yeah, dude, you're calm. Anything else? Any other questions? Let's make mana. Play Karn, too.
I can't. So I can only use 1 for this. It only goes on instants and sorceries.
Oh, that's right. God, that sucks.
Yeah, it's not great. She does at least go up.
Let's see.
Karn plus for a black source. No, I think that's too greedy. I think we're pretty far ahead with that Cry Rip, but I'm not gonna get greedy. So, actually, let's Karn and plus, and then she can cycle up to 2 bad cards here. Karn plus Jaya is kind of a combo, right? Because like Karn gives you poop, and then she cycles poop. Wait, what? Well, now I'm only, well, do I just exile this?
Play Swamp, exile.
I think so.
exactly. It chokes them again. Like they're just they don't have anything going on.
And like I have 2 planeswalkers.
Just drawing.
Like keeping my hand empty is good in case they have Angrath. There's a Bedevil over here.
Yeah.
The fact that they gave me the good card and left the Bedevil in exile makes me think that they maybe have a Angrath. Maybe no, if they had Angrath, they would have played it here. Maybe. So I guess like I have the Bedevil over here.
You may regret that choice.
Do I ditch this extra card?
You can. Yeah, I would probably ditch it. I mean, it's at 7. Like, what are they
Do I
gonna
draw a card too?
You could draw a card first and see what happens.
Then at 25.
Yeah, bye.
I'm gonna keep that Bedevil. I
Yeah,
think.
definitely. Keep it. Keep it.
Down the master strategy.
Well, don't play land.
Ooh, yeah, because Jaya.
Well, also because if it is
Oh, what's his name? Angrath. Yep.
Yeah. Business here. We are cooking.
So, someone talking, I see someone talking about, wow, keep the land in your hand. Jeez, glad we brought in the expert.
Boy, I'm an
You're lucky,
boy,
you've been very lucky
Boy,
today.
I'm an idiot. Boy, no, I feel stupid. Oh, okay, now I don't feel so dumb. What? Gang's all here again. Yeah.
You're just
People were asking earlier, how do we win the game? Answer.
Squad.
Let me take a look at this. All right, so what are we doing? We played a few games. Jaya's been okay. I think I want at least one more Mortify. I think I want to split these even at the very least. I kind of want to jam a bunch of discoveries in here.
Cut the treasure maps. I know they combo with Karn, but like
They're kind of slow, right?
Discovery's so much better at finding like your 3rd and 4th land drop.
I want to cut a random spell here too. I'm gonna cut a Bedevil.
Electrodominance.
I think that's the kind of a sweet bird spell. Like I like it as a random get you.
It's okay.
I feel like it's a card that can like help us steal some games
Yeah, that's fair.
that we're otherwise out of. I don't know. Jaya's actually been okay. I kind of want to like spin the tires on her some more. She sees a lot of cards.
Not wrong about that. Yeah, she's been better than I thought.
Yes, I had low expectations and she's exceeded them.
Yeah.
Would Bloodfast be good for the side? I think I like the Banefire Duress plan that the sideboard currently has for control. Like it's a very, very proactive plan. Like if we put a Bloodfast in our sideboard, we would just be trying to draw Duress and Banefire, so might as well just like play more copies of those cards. Yeah, seems super reasonable. I mean, having a non-blue cantrip is really weird. It's sweet, but it's weird. Is Teamer Amulet next? So Teamer Amulet was the first deck we played this morning, and it was really bad. Like, atrociously so.
To say the least.
I tried, and I failed. This is Bant Fog. I'm going to concede. Don't want either of those cards against this start.
Deafening Clarion.
Okay, 4-color control. Sweet. Oh no, don't quench me. Stop it. Stop it.
Have an opt.
Cast Revitalize.
Growth Spiral.
Cast Growth Spiral. Yay! We're gonna get Spell Pierce.
No.
Oh no.
Holy crap, that was awesome.
Alright. Alright. Is it? It could still be Fog, right? Yeah, Duress versus Drillbit. Duress is better at being proactive for you. So, basically, like, Duress lets you cast your discard spell before you play your cards, whereas Drillbit wants you to play it after, which generally is not ideal. Deafening Clarion. Maybe they added Deafening Clarion to it?
Maybe upgraded the deck. Holy crap. You're dead.
End step Electrodominance cast discovery. They're playing some kind of weird combo deck. We are not going to have the tools to beat a weird combo deck. Control decks, non-counter spell based control decks struggle against weird combo decks because we don't have a way to pressure them while we're winning the game or while we're disrupting them.
You can fling their search.
You can what?
You could have flung their search.
What do you mean?
You could have made it. Well, you could have bounced it because I think they're flipping it this turn, aren't they?
I don't have blue mana.
Oh, you don't have blue. Nice deck, idiot.
I'm holding up Contempt in case they play a Teferi.
Yeah. Dead. There's a mountain here too.
I won't hide from the world any longer.
Okay. I mean, if they are the combo deck, there's a chance that like
I'm not done yet.
they don't have what's it called in their deck? Counter spells. Okay, let's look for a Planeswalker.
Yeah.
If we find a Karn, we can play him and start down ticking and maybe attack.
Man. It doesn't do anything.
No, it doesn't do anything at this point. They already flipped their Ascanta.
Yep.
Howdy, Nico. It's just right at the tail end here. I'm just trying. Let's try and find. Listen, I'll play against an actual control deck where we're gonna have a hard time, but we've been here almost 9 hours. I ain't got any time to play Nexus of Fate with my deck that can't beat him.
That was a nice one.
This is counter spell-based control decks or decks with have like Niv Mizzet or Crackling Drake can like pressure those combo decks and actually have a pretty good matchup against them on average, but a deck like this that just like never has any pressure, like the most pressure we can have is like Karn on 4 down tick for like 2/2s is like not great.
Yeah, go get 'em.
For the record, I think Nexus of Fate is fine. I think it might be impressive at best of one, but a lot of decks in this format have sideboard cards for it, but a control deck like this that explicitly doesn't have counter spells isn't one of those decks. Zan seemed fine. We'll go tap, Clifftop Retreat, into Swamp, into Dragonskull, into this. Oh, I guess I need a second white for this Kaya's Wrath.
That's fine. You'll get there. You got it.
Awkward.
Oh yeah, here's easy.
Never didn't have it.
All your lands are on tap now. Right?
Temple Garden. Do you believe restricted cards in Modern? No, restricted cards are complicated to explain and muddle the format when you're explaining them to new players. Just banned or unbanned is fine. Restricted cards make formats high variance. They don't balance them. So actually pretty against restricted lists because they just take Magic and add a bunch more variance to it. Yeah, that's what Mardu just said is true. The problem isn't Nexus of Fate. The problem is that I'm playing a weird fringe deck that both has little interaction and can't race. Like most all of the good decks in the format, and there's like a dozen different good decks or more, can either race or have meaningful interaction. Like if you do either of those things, you're fine. Now the new Kaya Planeswalker, the fact that she doesn't impact the board and she doesn't have meaningful text on her in any place means she's not very good. Okay, listen, I like to give decks a fair shake, okay? But like I'm gonna try one more time. I'm gonna try one more time before I sign off to find a not Nexus of Fate combo. We actually haven't played against that many of them today.
Not,
like,
really.
and like, which is sad too, because like we've been playing like, yeah, we've been playing like, could you imagine if we ran into like red black aggro, just like Duresses and like turn 4 kills? Thought you didn't play best of one, exactly. All right, Krabby Joe, I believe in you. You're playing some other kind of mopey or aggro deck, and we're gonna do it, okay? You and I, we're gonna play a meaningful match of Magic. Let's do it!
That is so good.
Yeah, Watery Grave. This card's probably great against Watery Grave. Do you accept donation towards Silly Builder? You need to submit it using the form on my site so I can think about it. Ding. The fact these cards are good multiples is great too. The Elves deck went really well, actually. I'm going to update tomorrow. I'm going to spend most of the day, maybe even some of tonight, updating the deck list on my website and adding decks from the new format. And the Elves deck is definitely getting updated to be... Definitely getting updated to be the new list, the green red. A shame because she looks really strong in Legacy. I don't know. I've been streaming for too long to talk about, to try and address why Kaya won't be good in Legacy. So I just don't have it in me, chat. Bedevil. So next turn, I can Lightning Strike them, and then Clifftop Retreat plus Mortify. The Bennett card here. Probably Karn, honestly. Yes, they basically, that is correct. In order for a 3-mana card in Legacy to be good, they generally need to say things. They need to be like True Name Nemesis. Or like something especially grindy, like Lingering Souls. Now, one thing to remember is that, like, these theaters aren't guaranteed to be here forever. Our opponent is playing black and white mana, so there are Mortifies in their deck, most likely. That's not what I wanted to do, but here we are. I wanted to, is it right-click to look at the cards under them? Must be right-click to look at the cards under them. Oh, I click on the actual cards, not the theater. Got it. Oh, and I played the land up from into the wrong one, probably. I mean, Nexus of Fate doesn't really matter here. My opponent's not drawing multiple cards per turn, so basically just, like, cycling it.
Krabby Joe. Unbelievable, man.
It doesn't look like they're playing a Nexus combo deck, sir. Looks like they just have one in their control deck, so I forgive you, Krabby Joe.
I do not.
I forgive you, Krabby Joe.
Prepare yourself.
Oh, you know what? I probably should have waited a turn so I can mortify this. I guess, oh, actually, next turn I can activate Theater, play a land, mortify it. Yeah, you're right, we're fine.
Call me when the world's ending again.
She was, in fact, the devil. Yes, the second Theater, well, I mean, like, they both activate when you deal damage to your opponent, right? The real question is, can I kill my opponent before I deck myself with these Theaters?
I don't know. You need to stick this Angrath in there. But you can't.
2 turns, yeah.
How many cards are there? 30?
34. Yeah.
Oh, that's enough.
Yeah, 10 turns, man. 10 turns. It's fine. We can just kill them by activating Theaters. That's true. We could theoretically Theater ourselves. Or Mortifier Hood Theater.
Is Karn here?
Oh, yeah, sure. Why not?
You
got a friend in me. I mean, we're worried about decking. We're definitely not plussing card.
Deck, yeah.
We just talked about how we're worried about decking. Plussing card is definitely not the option. These games are like both control decks just like have infinite removal against each other. Game 1 are so awkward. Just like, well, how about them win cons? sad.
Double 7 points.
Yep. Top 3 standout cards from the stream. Theater of Horrors, Rhythm of the Wild, Judith. So, in other words, I'm kind of hyped to play Jun Judith later.
Rakdos. Splash and green.
Angrath +1, opponent concedes, right? Jundith tomorrow. No, I'm taking tomorrow off from streaming. I will be live all day on Monday, probably another long day on Monday, but tomorrow, my wife and I have to get some stuff done around the house. I have to get some raiding done. I gotta do some updates to the website. We've not played Urza in any decks yet. I believe there's some in the queue though. There's a lot of bit of everything in there. There were like 40 standard decks in there at one point. We've been playing like 6 or 7 a day, so we're gonna get through them in the next couple of weeks here. But there's a lot to do, a lot to explore. I'm interested to see how the format, what the results from the event at Indy are next weekend. This next week will still stay pretty open, and then if the format's like the other one, Indy's not going to change a whole lot, but it'll give the spike something that they really want to latch onto. Bonus deck honestly looks similar to ours plus Teferi. Yes, the sideboard has very clean. These are cards that fix specific problems. It's a control mirror, Matthew. I want to hit my land drops.
Why not?
Don't you judge me. I could feel your judgment. I'm a big fan of making my land drops. Whew. Thought they were going to take my thoughts. Take me out of the theater. Is Bant Flash or Esper Flash better? We haven't played Bant Flash yet, although Esper Control / Flash is in the queue at some point. Believe it or not.
Please play Search for his Gambit.
Please cast a not Thought Erasure 2-drop.
Yes.
Yes! Fist bump.
That's going to be a sweet play, Matt, if they ever make it, by the way.
Yeah, it's quite fantastic. The Karn under there is actually pretty reasonable for us because it means...
Oh! Which one would you like to die to?
Next turn I'm going to be able to shock them, plus play Karn off the theater. Sir, Karn's going to make tokens, sir.
No fire, no steel.
The Karn structs are coming, okay?
Oh, yeah. What is that? Mortify. Oh, okay.
You were worried? You forgot that this stream is nothing but professionalism, Matthew?
I totally was worried.
Mono professionalism.
I was extremely worried.
Making tokens there with Karn is still good, because even if my opponent downticks Angrath's loyalty isn't low enough to die to shock plus Peter activation.
Look at that.
I'm gonna shock you, we'll play a land, we'll play Karn. I'm actually going to downtick Karn here because I would like to be insulated against Eldest Reborn, which is a card they're likely to have in their deck. This is Also not a big deal, because I get to, I'm on 6 land, so I can ping them with the Theater and then play Mortify next turn.
Does Thematic Compass even do anything?
No, not really. And they don't have a counterspell either, so it's good for me. Zap. You do need to watch the Theater activation, because if you're planning to activate Theater to play cards out of your hand, it doesn't account for the colors of things underneath the Theater that you might want to be casting. Yeah, if you watch the video all the way through or grab the last deck list that we played, we had 22 lands at the end of the Rakdos set. Deck definitely wants to curve to 3 consistently. Oh no, not my big angry mentor. It's a Jaya. We're 1 land away from that happening though. Plus Karn, so I want to hit my land drops.
How convenient. An excellent choice.
Lucky.
We are, yeah. The fact that this card just kills them on their own too, it's just like, what if my Howling Mine also killed them?
Self-enabling.
Hey, Kaju Rage, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Welcome back. Thanks for dropping in. Hope you're having a good weekend. Oh, I messed up. I forgot that.
Yeah, the tanks.
Oh, I just assumed they were going to compass me. I don't know why they didn't either.
You can still win.
Nah, I'm just going to double Theater. We might need Lightning Strike later, like if they play Planeswalker or something.
Sure.
I wasn't prepared for this to hit them because they had this here. Spawn of Mayhem. We did not play with Spawn of Mayhem because the mana base doesn't support it. The way that black-red aggro deck we played is constructed is trying to play red cards efficiently, and there's only 12 black sources. You need 17 or 18 to play Spawn of Mayhem consistently. You can read this article here from the Frank Karsten talking about the number of color sources you need in your mana base. And don't worry, you're far from the first person to ask that question. Does Theater of Horrors limit you to your turn? It does limit you to your turn. You can only play the cards under it on your turn. That is how it is templated. Sure. I mean, they don't want me to draw 3 cards a turn, right? We're already climbing uphill as is.
Another guy or what?
Yeah, I think so. All right, I'm just turning off the arena sound. Thank you. Sorry, I don't have my headphones on. This is the last game of the last match most likely. So y'all are gonna have to do without. I'm not restarting it. You know what's funny too? I just rolled past the 9 hours live mark. Just every 3 hours like clockwork. Domo more bato, Mr. Robato. Do 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 do.
Easy game.
Alright, what do we do? Mardu control. You can set your clock to it, basically. Yeah, it's like almost 3 hours on the nose. Like we've been live for 9 hours, and it just went it again. How would I optimize this deck beyond the mana? I actually don't think the mana is that bad. And the mana is very straightforward. Like, it's just like so TLDR on lands for 3 color decks in this format is if you play all 24 duels, you get 16 of each colored source. And then there's a 17th black source, which makes sense for Kaya's, Vraska's, Contempt, and Bedevil. And honestly, adding copies of Discovery like I did here makes your mana more consistent because Discovery helps you see more cards every game, which lets you dig deeper to find colors that you may or may not be missing.
Yeah, I think that was a welcome addition over the...
Theater of Horrors continues to impress. I think I really want to try this in a more mid-range deck, a deck that can be aggressive and then like board into more controlling post board. I do like that this deck was playing Lightning Strike and Shock as not only interaction, but as cheap ways to enable Theater in the mid game, which was nice. We did Electrodominance someone for lethal when we played Bant Flash in the first match, so this deck seemed interesting. I think this deck it obviously is going to be able to line up really well against the aggressive decks in the format, and probably has play against the control decks between Duress and Banefire. But if you were watching the entire time, you saw me concede 2 matches to Nexus of Fate decks. This is a fringe deck that's basically never going to have a good Nexus of Fate matchup. You don't have, while we can have disruption in the form of Duress, we can't combine that disruption with a meaningful clock in order to actually pressure them out of the game while we're disrupting them, which leads it to be a little bit awkward. That's going to be it for me for today, folks. We've been going for a little over 9 hours. Like I just said, I did 10.5 hours yesterday and 11.5 hours the day before. I'm going to sleep for a while, I think, after I get some more stuff for me. I got about an hour of stuff to do now. I'm going to get all the decks from today uploading to my YouTube channel. Just to plug myself here for a second, if you haven't seen my stuff and you're new to Huglandia or Magic on Twitch in general, if you go to my website here and click the standard button under videos, basically everything that I stream gets archived here. So there's Bant Flash, Grixis Conjecture, Teamer Pod, Sultai Pod, Gruul Rhythm, Mardu Aggro, Red Black Pirates, Blue White Artifacts, tons and tons of videos up there already. There's over 20 hours of stuff from the last 2 days. So be sure to go and check that out if you want to see more standard best of 3 with the new format here. If you prefer to not watch pre-recorded stuff and hang out on Twitch, I'm going to go ahead and host someone else that's playing Magic right now, but be sure to check those out for sure. There's also a standard deck list page up here where there's lots of different decks. These are from the previous format, but tomorrow I'm going to be going through and updating all of these. So by tomorrow night, I'm going to get rid of some of these ones that don't seem good anymore, and I'm going to add some new ones, and I'm going to update the remaining deck lists that are in here. Yeah, so actually that's a good question. So if you're watching my video and let's say, hey, you want to play Bant Flash, well, if you click on the Bant Flash through to my YouTube page here, on here, if you click show more in the video description, here is a deck list ready to import right into Magic Arena. And if you click here, it takes you to the Stream Decker page for this deck list. So you can find all of that here. Nice visual look, as well as an easy to import deck list. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Hope you have a good one, and I'll catch all y'all Monday morning. I will be back.